It's a blueprint, a rubric, a guiding light to meet deadlines. It's formulaic to toward us these chords, so give us more of the norm. Come along, it's formulaic.
I'm Shelby.
And I'm secretly Santa Claus all along.
Oh, just like our favorite townsfolk in the small town we grew up in.
Exactly. Titusville.
Like Titusville, the setting of our formulaic Hallmark-style holiday rom-com, Christmas in the Can.
Written exclusively by R2 Shelby 2.
Well,
she scrapped everything we discussed on the previous episode and just went in. She said, screw it, I'm making a thing called Keymaker's Christmas.
Wait, no, I didn't do that.
Wait, that's a script I wrote that I have pulled up. That's what I sent to everyone. A Keymaker's Christmas.
No, we're doing Christmas in the Can.
Oh, yeah, that one's a lot better, so we should probably do that.
Did you write one too? Because we could do two. I'm sure we could cast it out of our, okay.
Oh, I thought you meant
fine.
like tonight. I'm like, no.
Yeah, tonight.
James sent me a script. It's The Key Master's Dilemma. It's just a Christmas movie with Rick Moranis from Ghostbusters. Yeah. Is that what we're doing tonight?
No,
that James's fan fiction. Yeah, I love that. No, we're doing our hold the day Mark rom complex.
I have a quick health update.
Okay, let's hear it.
It's not really a health update for myself, but more so for the health of Michigan as a whole. Oh. Everyone knows that I despise that state. It sucks. It has a constant gray cloud over it. But went back home, or I guess went back to the place where I was raised, and over the holidays, just something felt like everyone was happier, and I can only give credit to the Lions are winning.
Yeah.
Oh, a sports thing.
Yeah, everything else. But I did get the vaccination, even though, we don't believe in it, R2 and I. But
of course.
Yeah, we hate that there's no microchip in it.
What?
No, it's wild how much R2 won't stop talking about how little she believes in, like, just every vaccination.
Wait, no.
Oh,
wait,
everyone.
Hold on now.
It's honestly offensive.
God, you say you don't want to get shot one time, and this is what it turns into with this group of people. No, forget that. As you can hear, we have so many special guests joining us today for the final formulaic of 2023. And let's go ahead and have them introduce themselves. Starting with Stef.
Hello, I'm Stef. I am playing the role of the janitor, and you can find me on twitch.tv/KSBPTV, and I also make music. You can find that on ksbp.bandcamp.com.
Hi, I'm Pearl. I'm also Torchyberry on Twitch. I will be playing Tree. You can find me on twitch.tv/Torchyberry. Please feel free to give me a follow. You can also find me on past episodes of Formulaic and Mostly Speakin' Sentai. On an extra note, you can also see me on NBC's Chicago PD, I think in the first episode of the new season airing January.
Yeah, homie. Wow. Woo.
Real quick, Torchy, I was talking you up to all of our family over the weekend.
Oh my God, why?
Because people would ask, hey, who's watching your cat? And we were like, our friend Torchyberry, you can check him out on Chicago PD.
Hell yeah.
Hi, I'm Corwyn. I'll be reading for Mr. Scrooge Clearwater and Great Grandpa Toe. And you can follow me on all the socials under Corwynning. Also have been on Mostly Speakin' Sentai and Formulaic before. We on the podcast, y'all.
Woo!
Woo! I don't have a TV show to plug, sorry. Maybe next time.
I'm Dace. I will be playing the part of Grandpa Toe, and you can find me at twitch.tv/Dace09 and on other episodes of Formulaic.
Hello, I'm Swan. I will be playing the part of Mrs. Hambleton, and you can find me anywhere that you can look, really. Pandersera, Pandersera. I make music, I make art. I'm trying to start a cult.
You turn your head, she's there.
I'm everywhere. I'm starting to wonder if I have a corporeal body.
Dun, dun, dun.
Sean.
Hi, I'm Sean Marciniak. You can find me over at twitch.tv/Goose Von Kaiser, or like on Instagram at Sean Marciniak. And I do a podcast. It's called Sweaty Time Pro Wrestling. You should listen to that. And today I will be playing the role of Papa Noel, a poon hound.
Thanks for giving the description.
Hi, I am Nick Kominsky. Today I will be reading for Leon Noel, and you guys can find me actually outside of the AMC Burbank 16, where I am begging strangers to take photos of me with the Batman statue.
Let's go.
Hi, I'm Kristen. I'm going to be reading the part of Mrs. Toes. And you can find me mostly lurking in all these Twitch stream chats as Crystal fucking Silver and wherever else I might be lurking about.
Hi, I'm Sam, and I will be playing the role of Lynn Toe. And if you like what you see here, or I guess you can't see, you can only hear it, but if you like what you're hearing, check me out over on the Rom Complex with my lovely co-host Shelby, and on other episodes of this podcast.
Oh, yeah. I'm Surplus Value Theory. I will be playing the part of Henry, and you can find me in Dace's chat, probably trying to ban Goose. So, yeah, check me out there.
Thank you for that.
The gang's all here. Well, now that you know the players, let's get started on the play. How do we like that? Are you ready, James?
Oh, I haven't said who I'm reading for.
Oh, James, tell us who you are.
Hello, I rap under the name Marshland Monster. Dragon Boy Suede and I have a new single coming out this week called Critters Pay for Loads, wherever music is found. It's very good. Shelby's on it, too. You can also hear me on other episodes of this, mostly speaking Sentai. I'm not on TV, but I was in the newspaper once saying Satanism's cool. And most of my family did not enjoy that. And I will be reading for, I believe, Nicholas and Daniel Tosh.
That's right. How do we keep getting these people in our movies? How do we do it? Well, without further ado, let's get started on our feature presentation. Christmas in the cans. Woo. Exterior, Clearwater, Florida, day. It's a tropical Christmas in beautiful Clearwater, Florida, the home of Florida radio. The water is blue, the palm trees have Christmas lights strung all around them, and the beaches are sparsely populated with visiting Canadians who don't care how cold the water is. Exterior Clearwater radio station, day. You can tell we're outside the radio station because there's one of those radio towers on top of or outside of it. I don't know how they work. Interior, Scrooge Clearwater's office, day. Scrooge Clearwater of the Clearwaters smokes a cigar at his desk. Across from him sits Leon Noel, late 20s, handsome in a very generic way.
Mr. Clearwater, I'm so glad you called this meeting. I have a great idea for a new radio hour. Imagine this. Rutger Hour, Power Hour.
Rutger Hour died years ago.
Yeah, but the name is still good.
Listen, I didn't call you in here to pitch shows. I have some unfortunate news. The radio business is in a rut.
In a Rutger.
No, Stop it.
I am sorry about that.
The station can't compete with podcasters like Mark Pardo and Scott Doughboys. We're going to have to let you go.
Let me go? But I didn't even tell you about my other ideas. The Freddie Mercury Magic Minute. The silly second with Sissy Spacek.
Well, at least she's still alive. But no. We can offer you a severance package, but we simply can't afford to keep you on.
But I just put down a down payment on a home. I make $120,000 a year. I can't go down to $0 a year.
Look, that's not my problem anymore.
Mr. Clearwater has pulled a stack of $120,000 from his desk and is flipping through it.
But where am I supposed to go?
It's Christmas, kid. Go home.
To Titusville? No way. I'll show you. Maybe I'll move to Los Angeles or New Jersey or Muskegon, Michigan. You know, some really cool place like that. You'll see. This won't get me down.
Whatever you say.
Mr. Clearwater continues to flip through his money as Leon rushes out of the room, already dialing a number on his phone. Montage. Leon calls various radio stations from his car. Each call slides into a different portion of the screen until it's full of, 6 or 8 Leons calling 6 or 8 stations. Interior, Leon's car, day.
Hello, WMUS? My name is Leon Noel, and I'm reaching out about a position with your station. Hello, Radio Supreme? Hello, K-Jazz? Hello, 98.1, The Breeze? Hi, my name is Leon Noel. You're pivoting to podcasting, you say? Hello, Kiss 107.9? I think if you hear me out, you'll find that my ideas actually transcend the realm of podcasting. Well, no, I don't know Scott Doughboys personally. Oh, that's great news. I could start, immediately. No, I don't have my own podcasting equipment. I guess that's it then. Thank you.
Each of the Leons hang up, disappointed. End montage. Interior, Leon's car, evening. Leon, at a red light, drops his head onto his steering wheel. His car honks, and he jolts upright again. He looks out the window and sees a sign for I-4 East. The sign says, Titusville, 146 miles.
Titusville?
He takes the on-ramp and heads east. Interior, cafe, day. Lynn Toe, late 20s, gorgeous in a generic way, puts the finishing touches on a fancy latte foam decoration. Puts the finishing touches on a fancy latte foam decoration behind the counter of her small Titusville cafe, Pod of Coffee. A close-up reveals a podcast microphone depicted atop the latte. Lynn looks at her masterpiece and smiles. Henry, a cafe regular who is clearly Santa Claus in disguise, takes the latte from the counter.
Oh, you've done it again, Lynn. Another perfect latte.
Oh, you're too sweet, Henry. If only the other side of things could be so perfect.
Lynn motions with her head to the other side of the room at a door labeled Podcast Studio. The door is flung open, and Mrs. Hambleton, a little old lady, hobbles out.
Oh, Lynn, dear, the podcast studio is covered in goo again. How am I supposed to tell my listeners about my geraniums if I'm covered in goo?
Again? I'm so sorry, Mrs. Hambleton. Some teens record a ghost hunting podcast right before your gardening podcast, and they've been experimenting with ectoplasm.
Well, they should be experimenting with cleaning up after themselves.
I agree with you there. I'll have to find time to clean up.
No need for that. I humbly volunteer my ectoplasm removal expertise.
You really don't have to do that.
And you don't have to let me, but you will.
Henry winks in a Claus-like fashion, then disappears into the podcast studio.
Now there's a fellow who understands the generous spirit of Titusville at Christmas time. I'll see you next week. I have a great episode lined up about the poinsettia.
Oh, bye. Sorry. That's me. Okay. Bye, Mrs. Hambleton. Merry Christmas.
As Mrs. Hambleton exits the cafe, Mrs. Toe, Lynn's mother, mid-50s, motherly, and Tree, Lynn's best friend, enter. Upon seeing them, Lynn gets to work on brewing some drinks.
Oh, honey, you look stressed. Is it the podcast studio again?
And hello to you too, Mother. Yeah, it's the podcast studio again.
If it's causing you so much stress, why don't you donate the podcast equipment to the school?
I know. I just hate for people like Mrs. Hambleton and the other local podcasters to lose the one place they can talk to their communities.
It would do a lot of good for the school, too.
You should hear the way these kids clamor for microphones and pop filters.
Henry stumbles out of the podcast studio, coughing.
Nothing to worry about. Went a little overboard with the goo dissolver.
Imagine not having to deal with whatever that is.
Oh, like you wouldn't call me in to help whenever you needed a hand?
Fair.
Henry has stopped coughing at this point and faces the podcast studio again.
Once more unto the breach.
Well, if you're not going to give the equipment to us, maybe you can get help another way. I heard your old friend Leon is back in town, on vacation from his big radio job. You two were so close in school. It was too cute.
Wait, Leon? The guy who completely ghosted you at the end of senior year? Leon?
It wasn't as cute as you think, Mom. I haven't spoken to Leon since high school.
Lynn finishes the drinks and hands them to Mrs. Toe and Tree. A few customers enter the cafe and line up at the counter to order.
Delicious as always.
Absolutely perfect, dear.
I have to see to these customers.
Think about what we said.
Bye, Mom. Bye, Tree.
Mrs. Toe and Tree exit the cafe with their drinks while Lynn begins taking orders. Interior, Noel residence, day. Leon sleepily emerges from a bedroom to find his father, Papa Noel, standing with his hands on... standing with hands on hips, facing out the open front door. He's wearing boxers under an open robe. That's how you can tell. He's a ladies' man. He turns when he hears Leon.
Papa, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm just allowing myself to be caressed by the morning breeze. It'll help me get ready for my date tonight.
Another one?
Papa closes the front door.
Well, I'm retired, Leon. What else am I supposed to do?
I guess Mom would have wanted you to enjoy yourself, Papa.
That's right. She would have. Hey, want to hit the sauna with me later? Well, I don't know how they do it, but the steam at this place is just heavenly.
What would be heavenly is just some coffee.
Hey, sorry, son. Fresh out. When you love the ladies like I do, you have no need for outside stimulants. It's a cafe down the street, though. Good place to meet women.
Swear to God, I'm gonna kill myself. I'll stick to the coffee, thanks, Papa.
You're a loss.
Papa pats Leon's shoulder and exits, leaving Leon to contemplate his coffeeless state. Exterior, cafe, day. Leon approaches the cafe and sees that it's called Pod of Coffee. He thinks nothing of that. Interior, cafe, day. When Leon enters the cafe, Henry and some other locals are seated around, but no one is visible behind the counter. He approaches the counter and sees Lynn on the floor wiping up some spills.
Oh!
Lynn pops up, flushed from her hard work. She's glowing. She brushes her gorgeous hair out of her gorgeous face. Still generic, though.
Oh
my God.
Lynn!
Leon! I heard you were back in town.
Here I am. My dad suggested this place, but he didn't say that you worked here.
I'd be surprised if your dad remembered my name. He was too busy going on dates with every unattached woman in town, except me. I mean, I'm unattached. I don't go on dates with your dad.
I'm happy to hear that. I'd be happier if you would supply me, though, with some caffeine.
Of course. What'll it be?
Dealer's choice.
Do you like simple or complicated? Bitter or sweet?
How about a little bit of everything?
Coming right up.
Lynn gets to work on a latte of some kind.
So, this is what you've been doing with yourself since high school?
Among other things. How's the big shot radio life?
It's great. I've been thinking about branching out on my own, seeing what I can do for the industry.
Oh my gosh, I totally get that.
You do?
Yes, that's why I have my little podcast studio.
Lynn motions toward the studio, and Leon finally understands the cafe's name. He can't keep the horror and disgust off his face. Podcasting, his mortal enemy.
It's hard work, but at the end of the day, it's 100% you, and that's why it feels good.
Yeah, but it's not really the same. I'm in radio, not podcasting. I need to, actually, make money.
Yeah, right.
Do you have any kind of income from podcasting? Like little sponsors or anything?
Yeah, we have a sponsor.
Is this your own cafe?
I don't really see what that has to do with anything. I have the studio because I love it, and I love Titusville, not because I want to make money.
Lynn places a beautiful latte on the counter in front of Leon.
How much do I owe you?
It's on the house. If you'll excuse me, I have some work to do in the back.
Lynn dips without another word to Leon. He watches her leave, knowing he was kind of an asshole to her. Interior, Lynn's home, evening. Lynn enters her home to find Grandpa Toe, 70s, charming, and Nicholas, 10, boy, hanging ornaments. hanging ornaments on a Christmas tree.
The tree looks great, Grandpa. Uncle Nicholas, is Mom home yet?
Oh, she's still at the school. To think we'll be doing this in St. Pete next year.
The only thing I like about St. Pete is that it's called Pete, like Peter Parker. Spider-Man, yeah!
Nicholas pretends to kick the tree.
I think we might have to put that trip off another year.
Another one? Lynn, who knows how many Christmases I have left?
You're fine. You had a kid just 10 years ago, and your own father is still alive. He's out there now.
Lynn motions toward the window. Exterior, tennis court, evening. A man in his 90s, dressed in white tennis clothes and a headband, hits a tennis ball over the net. Interior, Lynn's home, evening. Nicholas continues to pretend to be Spider-Man as the adults talk.
Still, it's unlike you to reschedule something this much. Is the cafe really having money trouble?
It's not the cafe. I love the cafe, but that was only part of the dream.
You're a successful business owner in your 20s. That's only part of the dream?
You're the one who taught me to dream big.
I guess I deserve this then. Go on.
Ever since AV Club in high school, I knew I wanted to give our community a voice. My brick and mortar podcast studio is how I can do that. I can't give up on that dream, no matter how successful my cafe is. It would be a cruel thing to do to the teenage girl who was obsessed with audio equipment.
Oh, I remember those days. You were always hanging out with that boy. What's his name? Lilo?
Leon.
Leon, that's right. I liked him.
Not sure you'd like him now. He came by the cafe and was a jerk to me about my podcast studio. And that was after Mom and Tree were back talking about donating the equipment to the school again. I don't know what to do.
Are you sure you don't want to do that? Donate the equipment? Seems like it would make your life easier. You already worked so hard at the cafe. Imagine if you took the hours you put into the podcast studio and instead enjoyed yourself for a change.
Yeah! Pow! Smash!
You have no idea. I had to clean up such a mess today.
Well, speaking of messes, can you tell those teens to stop coming by here? My father and I are not ghosts, no matter how much goo they throw on us.
Here too? I'll get the goo dissolver.
Interior, Noel residence, evening. Leon arrives home and hangs up his coat. Papa, back in his robes, is sitting at a kitchen table or something. He has earbuds in, but takes them out when Leon arrives.
Oh, God, this town sucks. You know they still haven't changed the high school mascot? They're the Titusville Terriers, but the mascot is a bulldog. That bugged me.
Yeah, sure. The mascot is wrong. And you can't do anything stupid without Daniel Tosh making a video about it. But otherwise, things aren't too bad.
I talked to Daniel Tosh once. Honestly, super nice guy. I still have his number.
Any luck with the job hunt today?
No, nothing to speak of. But I didn't mean to interrupt. What were you listening to?
Oh, it's this local dating podcast I like. Here, listen to this.
Papa puts his phone down and plays the podcast from where it left off.
And that's why they say never fart where you eat. Do not date your coworkers unless you work from home. Then all bets are off. That's it for today's episode. Oh, if you're hearing this in time, be sure to come to the holiday community social at the school on Friday night. We'll be recording a new episode live from the party. Bye-bye.
As Leon listens, his face moves through various emotions: disgust, surprise, curiosity, pride, and contemplativeness.
Friday? Well, that's...
Thank you for listening to Dating Not Waiting, a Titusville community podcast. This episode was brought to you by Pot of Coffee. For more community podcast information, please listen to the Community Talk Show. It takes a Titus village.
I actually forgot how good she was. The audio quality, the depth of sound, even over a phone speaker, that sounded fantastic. For a podcast.
Who? Anyway, did you hear? That holiday social is tomorrow. I bet it'll be swarming with unattached women. We should go.
I don't know.
Oh, come on, Leon, my boy. Don't even worry about the unattached women. I'll handle all of them. Don't you want to catch up with some of the other people in the town?
Not really, no. But I guess I could check out what their live podcast recording setup looks like.
That's the spirit. Now, make sure you wear something nice. I don't want you to scare the hoes. I have to go get ready for my date.
Dad, Papa, don't make me give you a curfew.
You wouldn't have the guts.
Leon and Papa do a cute little play fight thing. They're friends! Interior school cafeteria, Friday night. The school is all decorated for the holidays. It looks like a Hallmark movie. Many townsfolk are there, drinking punch and eating cookies and shaking each other's hands. They're all in festive garb, sweaters and such. Over by some recording equipment, Mrs. Hambleton is talking to Tree.
Another fine episode, my dear.
Thank you, Mrs. Hamilton.
Mrs. Hamilton Mrs. Hamilton hobbles away, and Leon, clad in a festive sweater, approaches.
Yeah, it's decent equipment there. Need any help packing anything up?
I'm pretty much finished, actually. Lynn put me through a whole training program before she let me use any of this stuff outside the studio. She's really good at what she does.
I'm not arguing that.
Well, she told me how you treated her for being a podcaster. Who would want to be in radio anyway? What are you, an old?
I am not an old.
Lynn, Mrs. Cho, and Papa Noel approach together. Lynn is clearly uncomfortable around Leon, but wow, does she look generically gorgeous.
Great episode.
Thanks. Your son was just telling me the same thing.
Is everything packed? I want to get the equipment back to the cafe before it gets too late.
Lynn gets a text and checks her phone.
Oh no.
Honey, what is it?
You know how I had that big interview lined up for the holiday episode of It Takes a Titus Village?
Yes, Carrot Top. I just adore him.
Me too. The man knows how to use a prop.
Well, he just canceled. He's not going to make it for the interview, and I have no idea who I could call on such short notice.
Well, good thing we have a big shot radio man here with us. Leon has plenty of connections. He was just telling me how close he is to Daniel Tosh. Even has his phone number.
Wait, the Daniel Tosh?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm, like, close to him.
Oh, that's wonderful. Our kids could work together again, just like in high school.
Mom?
Daniel Tosh, Daniel Tosh doesn't do podcasts. That's one of the things I know about him because we are not close.
Well, I'm sure he'd do a favor for his close friend Leon, my boy.
Listen, clearly he doesn't want to do it. Everyone just let it go.
No, it's not that. I just... Okay, listen. I will text Daniel Tosh.
Oh my God.
Listen, there is like about a 0% chance that this very famous man will agree to do a podcast. A thing he, truly does not do during the holidays. But for me, a man he doesn't really know. But if he does, then I need you to make sure whatever you do with him isn't going to embarrass me. Did that make sense?
Right. Well, we wouldn't want to sully your good radio name.
I'm serious. If he's doing a favor for me, then it needs to go well. And again, the chances that he will say yes are 0%.
Well, what are you waiting for? Text the man.
Fine.
Leon types out a text.
Okay, sent. I don't expect him to... Oh. No, he already replied, yeah, he said yes.
He said yes?
He said yes!
Oh my gosh,
All
yay!
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I guess this means we're working together again, huh?
I guess so. Well, you better grab that equipment.
What?
You want to see the setup, right?
Yeah.
So you're helping me take the equipment back, unless you have other plans.
So I'm carrying everything? Wow, this is really going to be just like high school AV club.
Lynn grabs the lightest thing there and leaves. Leon starts picking up the rest. Interior podcast studio, night. It's dark in the studio until Lynn enters and flips on the light. Leon enters behind her, in awe at the clutter in the room and the leftover ectoplasmic goo still stuck to the desk where the podcasters sit to record. On one wall is a corkboard with podcast notes and schedules, you know the ones, haphazardly push-pinned to it. The recording equipment, however, is all neatly taken care of, organized, and labeled.
Wow.
I know.
No, it's fine. It's just... wow.
I know. It's a mess. It's not always like this, I promise. It's just been so busy at the cafe.
Leon begins unpacking equipment, treating it with the same tender care that Lynn does.
The room's a little cluttered, but you always knew how to take care of your stuff.
Was that a compliment I heard?
Is that really surprising? We were friends back then, if I, remember correctly.
Yeah, until I got into podcasting, apparently. Too far beneath your big radio dreams to keep in touch with little Linto.
Is that what you think? That our friendship ended because I thought you were beneath me?
Yeah.
After my mom died, it was really hard to keep in touch with anyone back here. I guess I just didn't know how to think about Titusville without thinking about her.
Why? Wait, but why?
Sorry, that's hilarious.
If you know Titusville, it's just very funny.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
That's so funny. Okay. I'm sorry, Leon. I wish you would have talked to me.
Me too. But maybe if this interview goes well, I'll have made it up to you.
It does mean a lot that you volunteered to become a podcast producer.
Don't you dare. I am a volunteer consultant, and that is it.
Okay, sure.
Speaking of which, we have a lot of work to do, and I already know where we need to start.
Cleaning up in here?
Cleaning up in here.
Okay then, partner. First thing tomorrow?
Not partner, consultant. Temporary consultant. Yeah, see you then.
The two reach out and shake each other's hands. It's electric. They have chemistry.
We're generically attractive.
All sparks! All sparks!
Begin montage, complete with jaunty holiday music. Interior cafe next morning. Lynn, perky, slides a coffee across the counter to a sleepy Leon. He downs it, wincing at the heat. Interior podcast studio, same morning. Lynn looks embarrassed while Leon throws clutter into garbage bags. Interior cafe, day. Lynn hands a coffee to Henry, who turns around to find Leon dragging a filing cabinet into the podcast studio. Interior podcast studio, day. Leon scrubs at a patch of goo on the desk. Henry taps him on the shoulder and hands him a can of goo dissolver. Henry gives Leon a thumbs up. This guy knows how to dissolve goo. Interior podcast studio, day. Lynn is watching Leon use a laptop. He points at the screen and we see Microsoft Excel. Lynn takes over and clicks on something, which brings up the price. She points at it. It's too much money. Leon takes... Leon takes the laptop back, types something, then shows her again. Google Sheets. It's free. Interior, cafe, day. Leon moves sound equipment from the studio into the main cafe. It slowly encroaches on the cafe customer's space more and more. Lynn waves people away apologetically. Interior, podcast studio, day. The podcast studio is now clean and empty except for the desk and the new filing cabinet. In fast forward, we see Leon and Lynn bring the equipment back in, hang a calendar/schedule, set up some Christmas decorations, and have a good, generically gorgeous time together. They high-five at the end of it, then exit the studio. End montage. Exterior, school, late afternoon. A sign out front of the school says Titusville High School, home of the Terriers. The mascot is clearly a bulldog. We've been over this. Leon and Lynn approach the front of the school.
Tree said they'd meet us out front. Are you going to tell me what we're doing here?
Just wait. You'll see.
Tree exits the front door of the school, but holds it open for Leon and Lynn. Tree hands Lynn a set of keys.
I'm not technically supposed to give you these, so don't break anything, and watch out for the janitor.
Are we not allowed to be here?
Don't worry. It's not like they can give us detention.
Make sure I get those back.
Leon and Lynn enter the school. Tree exits. Interior, school front hall, immediately after. Leon and Lynn walk through the main hall, admiring trophies in cabinets and plaques on walls. Leon opens a door and holds it open for Lynn, guiding her through. Interior, AV club room. To us, it looks like a normal little classroom, whatever that means to you. To them, it's full of precious, treasured memories.
Wow, it looks just like how I remember it.
Leon closes the door.
You're a little different than I remember.
Oh, yeah? How so?
Braver, I guess? Remember how you used to have that ideas notebook? You filled it up with notes and sketches, but never told me what any of them were? Now here you are, sharing your dreams with the whole town.
You know what's funny? Back in high school, you were always the guy who thought he could do anything. Guess it rubbed off on me a bit.
Leon makes his way over to a little storage closet at the back of the room.
It's gotta be in here. Come on.
Lynn follows Leon into the closet. Interior, closet. The light is dim and the space is tight. Lynn is almost touching Leon's back as he rummages in a box on a shelf.
Aha.
Leon turns around. He and Lynn are now facing each other. They are very close together.
Close your eyes and put out your hands.
Okay.
When Lynn's eyes are closed and hands out, Leon places a little toy iguana in her hands.
And open.
Oh my gosh, Iggy, the interview iguana. How did you remember this guy?
How could I forget? It always made you laugh so hard.
The way you'd run around screaming, "Where's Iggy? Get me Iggy!" anytime you needed to do an interview.
He helped me focus. And I think Iggy will help you too.
Thanks, Leon. This really means a lot to me.
Lynn is looking at Leon. Leon is looking at Lynn. The tension between them is as electric as a Central Florida thunderstorm. Their lips inch closer together. Their moment is interrupted by the bang of the AV Club room door opening as the janitor arrives.
Who's in there?
The janitor!
Interior AV Club room. Leon and Lynn exit the closet.
Lynn, I don't care who your mother is. You can't be in the school after hours like this.
It's okay. We're almost finished up here.
You're not listening to me. This is a place where children learn. We have to be aware who is coming and going.
Tree knows we're here.
Tree should know better, and so should you.
Come on. It's not like you can give us detention.
You could go to jail. I could call the police right now, and you could go to jail.
Amazing.
Let's just go. We're leaving now.
Lynn tugs Leon past the janitor and out of the room.
Thank you for your service. Bye.
Lynn and Leon leave. Interior podcast studio next day. Lynn, pencil in hand, rubs her temples as she stares at a notebook page covered in scribbles. She's sitting at the podcasting desk. Leon is seated across from her.
Why is it so hard to think of holiday-themed interview questions?
Hard? You've been writing nonstop. Your notebook is covered in notes.
Yeah, those aren't anything. This one says, ask about his name.
Oh. Okay, not great.
This one here is... Sorry. Sorry, hold on. Okay, hold on. Whew, okay. This one here is a drawing of a bunny. It isn't even Christmas themed.
So you're having a bit of interviewer's block. Have you asked Iggy for help?
Leon motions to the toy iguana that sits on the desk. Lynn smiles.
I feel like I'm close to something.
From the cafe, we hear a crash.
Oh no, what now?
Don't worry, I'll handle it. You keep working on this.
Leon gets up from the table. Interior cafe, moments later. In the cafe, Leon is cleaning up a spill and a broken coffee mug. Mr. Scrooge Clearwater enters the cafe and approaches Leon.
Well, if it isn't Leon Noel himself.
Leon stands up straight.
Mr. Clearwater.
What's all this for? Are you doing an investigative piece on mopping?
No, I'm doing an investigative. I'm not doing an investigative piece on mopping. What are you doing here?
What do you mean? Your plan is working.
My plan?
Interior cafe simultaneously. Lynn opens the podcast studio door, but stops when she sees Leon talking to Mr. Clearwater. She overhears the next part of the conversation.
You wanted to show me what new things you can bring to the table. I heard you and Daniel Tosh are getting ready to turn a crummy little podcast network into a money-making machine. Then you come strutting on back to me, network in hand, ready to hand it over in exchange for hiring you back.
That is quite a plan I had.
I just came here to tell you that if you pull it off...
Mr. Clearwater puts his hand on Leon's shoulder.
Then my answer will be yes.
Lynn, upset, closes the door and shuts herself in the podcast studio. Interior cafe, continuing on from there. Leon is staring at Mr. Clearwater.
You're really offering me my job back?
If you pull off this interview.
After you counted my paycheck in front of me?
I'm not a perfect man.
Look, Mr. Clearwater, I'm busy. Can we talk about this some other time?
Leon looks over at the podcast studio door. Lynn emerges from it, carrying a bag. She's clearly leaving. Mr. Clearwater sees where Leon is looking.
A dame's involved. Leon, you dog.
Goodbye, Mr. Clearwater.
Goodbye, Leon. I'll talk to you after the interview.
Leon manages to intercept Lynn before she leaves.
Hey, is everything okay? Where are you going?
I just need a little break. I think you do too. In fact, I don't think we need you for the rest of the day.
Lynn, are you sure everything's okay?
It's fine.
Lynn leaves. Henry, who is sitting in the cafe, whistles.
You know what? I don't think it is fine.
Thanks. I could tell that much.
Henry goes back to sipping his hot cocoa. Interior, Lynn's home, same day. Lynn bursts through the front door, surprising her family members in the room.
Lynn, you almost gave me a heart attack.
You almost gave me a heart attack.
Yeah. Grandpa and great-grandpa looked at each other and laughed. I don't know what...
Yeah.
You're muted, James.
Oh, shoot. I was listening to Dennis Leary bits so I could prep for Daniel Tosh. Yeah.
I don't know why I do this to myself. I knew he'd be ready to leave at the drop of a hat, just like in high school.
Who is this now?
Leon, the one you liked so much. He made me think he actually cared about what we were doing, but he's just using me to get his job back. Titusville means nothing to him, and neither do I.
Grandpa Toe walks over to comfort Lynn.
You know what I liked about that boy back then, kiddo?
I'm finding it hard to see why anyone likes him.
I liked him because he liked you. That meant he had good taste.
Lynn takes this in as she hugs her grandpa.
Well, maybe his tastes have changed.
Then it's his loss.
You're right. I don't know why I'm such a mess about this. I didn't even remember to grab my notebook.
Lynn pats around in her pockets and pulls out Iggy the interview iguana. She remembers their moment in the closet.
No matter what happens, this network belongs to me and to the community. There is no way he can take that from us.
So what will you do now?
Will you fight crime like Batman?
No.
Yeah.
Oh. Sorry, Uncle Nicholas. I'm going to get ready for an interview.
Lynn wipes her eyes and disappears into the house as her grandpa watches with pride. Interior Noel residence, night. Leon sits at the kitchen table looking over the notebook Lynn had been writing in earlier. He chuckles at some of the notes and drawings. Papa Noel spills through the front door, falling down as he enters. He gets back up and closes the door by leaning back against it.
Hi, Papa. I take it the date went well?
The date went perfectly. They always do. Especially your mom, because she was the most perfect of the perfect.
Yeah, I know.
Now, did you know, even with all of the unattached women, Mrs. Toe is the only mom in town? Like, how is that even possible?
No idea, Papa.
What's that? What you're looking at?
Lynn's notebook of interview ideas. What a thing. To sneak a peek inside this woman's mind.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
You did it. The worst thing imaginable.
What did I do?
You fell in love.
Papa shakes his head and leaves the room. Leon looks back down at the notebook and thinks. Interior, limo, day of interview. Daniel Tosh is driving a limo.
Driving it.
If I'm doing a podcast, you know my dog and I are traveling in style, babe.
Miss Miller?
Daniel looks into the back of the limo. Interior, back of limo. A dog is hanging out in the back of the limo. It's lit. It's lit by fun lights reflected by a disco ball. The dog goes over to a self-filling bowl shaped like a bottle of champagne and starts lapping it up. Interior, front of limo.
Hey, quit drinking the sauce back there.
Daniel Tosh looks at the camera.
It's just water, babe.
Interior, back of limo. The dog is pooping. Interior, front of limo.
Oh, you're one of those rock stars, huh?
Interior, back of limo. The dog is now surrounded by 5 poodles in little bikinis covering their multiple sets of nipples. Interior, front of limo.
I'm just gonna close this.
Daniel presses a button and the privacy screen rises behind him. Interior, podcast studio, same day. Leon is in the podcast studio performing mic tests.
Cool pita bread sandwiches. Cool pita bread sandwiches.
Lynn opens the door, interrupting him.
Oh.
Lynn, hey. Daniel said he's on the way and should be here soon. Do you still need interview ideas? I brought back your notebook.
It's okay, actually. I got some help from an old friend.
Lynn puts another notebook on the table. It's an old notebook labeled Ideas. Exterior, cafe, same day. The doggy limo pulls up outside the cafe. Daniel Tosh, it definitely sounds like him, gets out of the driver's seat and opens the back door.
Okay, babe, time to get out.
Interior, back of limo. The only dogs in the back of the limo are 5 pregnant-looking poodles.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Babe, where are you?
Daniel looks around frantically. Interior, podcast studio, concurrently. Leon picks up the old notebook and flips through it.
Wow. Lynn, some of this has really got potential. You know, you would have done great in radio.
Yeah, well, looks like I didn't need you or radio except to help me clean up in here.
They hear yelling from the cafe. Interior, cafe, a moment later. Lynn and Leon emerge into the cafe to find a distraught Daniel Tosh. Henry watches, sipping his cocoa.
Leon, you gotta help me. My dog went missing.
What does the dog look like?
You know, it was on camera earlier. He's my best friend. We have to find him, babe.
We will. Now, where would a dog run off to?
You know, if this were radio instead of podcasting, we could actually make an announcement and just notify anyone listening to be on the lookout.
Really, Leon?
If I were a dog in this town, you know where I'd go? I'd go sniff around that dog mascot at the school.
I inexplicably trust you. I'm on it.
Lynn, wait.
Lynn speeds out the door, followed by Leon. Henry puts his arm around Daniel Tosh, comforting him. Exterior, Titusville Street, day. Lynn is running along the sidewalk, followed by Leon.
Has anyone seen a dog?
Slow down. Let me help also ask people if they have seen a dog.
I don't need your help asking if people have seen a dog. I don't need you thinking you can turn your back on Titusville and hand over my network to your big shot radio boss.
My big shot radio boss? That guy fired me. And he's a fucking jerk. Sorry, I don't know if I'm supposed to swear. My big shot radio
It's a
boss?
Hallmark movie.
That guy fired me.
You
And
can't.
he's a flippin' jerk.
Then why were you talking to him about getting your job back?
Lynn slows down, then stops. Leon stops too and tries to catch his breath.
He came to me because he heard this wholesome little brick and mortar podcast network was going to do something cool. He's a vulture. I wouldn't let him peck at you.
You wouldn't?
I would not let him peck. Let me help.
I still don't need it.
I know you don't need it, but do you want it?
Lynn looks down and off to the side. Something catches her attention. Exterior, Titusville High, day. Lynn and Leon have stopped outside of Titusville High. Daniel Tosh's dog has his paws on the wall and is attempting to hump a mural of the bulldog mascot.
You know what? I think I will take your help.
Lynn and Leon grab the dog and pick it up. It is still making humping motions in the air as they carry it back down the sidewalk.
Why did we walk here? We both have cars.
And we didn't even bring a leash or anything.
Leon and Lynn continue to struggle down the sidewalk. Interior podcast studio, later. Lynn sits across the table from Daniel Tosh as they complete their interview. Leon is off to the side, monitoring levels.
And that's what community means to me, babe.
Wow. Wow, Daniel. That's very insightful. Thank you for sharing with us, and thank you for being on the podcast today.
Oh, I can't do it.
There was so much fear in your voice when you said that.
Confidence, man, confidence.
Of course. After all, it's our relationships that make life meaningful, right, babe?
Right.
Lynn turns to look at Leon, who is already staring at her lovingly. She podcasted so well that he fell in love, every girl's dream. The camera slowly pulls out through the podcast studio door out to the cafe. Interior, cafe.
Hello? Are you two communicating telepathically through your eyes, babe? Is the interview over? Hello?
In the cafe, the dog is humping Henry's leg.
Hey there, little fella. You remind me of Rudolph when he was young, and Vixen, and Dasher, and Cupid, and Donner and Blitzen, and Dancer, especially Dancer, and Prancer. Not Comet, though. Oh, wait, yes, Comet too.
Fade out. Fade in. Recording studio, weeks later. Lynn and Leon lean close together over a microphone.
This is Lynn Toe.
And this is Leon Noel. And it takes a Titus village.
Lynn laughs and pulls away.
Well, looks like everything's ready.
The shot widens to reveal the old AV Club room. A plaque on the wall reads, Titusville Community Podcast Network Annex, sponsored by Pot of Coffee.
You really did it all. The cafe, the podcast studio, this place.
Well, I had some help.
Lynn and Leon kiss. The end. That's the kissing noise. Oh my gosh. Okay, the kissing's over. End the kissing. Thank you for the kissing. And thank you to all of our wonderful voice actors for lending us your talents. You all rocked every time. You rock every single time. I loved that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah. Real quick, Corwyn, your acting just really made the character horny for money. Yeah. And Sean,
A choice. I loved it.
you made your character horny for everything.
Yeah.
Horny for horny.
Woo.
The horny acting was great.
I don't know what wrestler you were doing, but I've heard you impersonate a wrestler before, and that's just what you were doing.
I hope that wrestler's in jail.
I didn't want to say who I was trying to do because then it would just be a bad impression of Jack Nicholson.
I thought it was Jack Nicholson. Yeah.
Same.
It's like a bad, yeah. Instead, it was just a unique character.
Like if he was still really horny in About Schmidt. Like that's how, that was your Jack Nicholson.
Oh, God.
Well, you all did a great job. Everyone was perfect. Thank you so much for coming and doing this last minute and reading this long script. I hope you had as much fun as I did. If you want to hear more from me, listen to more episodes of Formulaic or listen to the Rom Complex. You could also listen to the backlog of old episodes of my old podcast that I had with my fellow friend Nick Kominsky here, who played Leon. It's called Contest of Content. It is out there on the internet still. We had 59 episodes. It's a lot of fun. Check it out.
Oh, also check out patreon.com/the Rom Complex.
Yeah, that too.
Hell
We're coming on episode 200. Just putting that out there.
That's true.
Ooh, let's go.
Go.
Let's fucking go.
Hell yeah.
All right. Hey, guys, listen to my music under Marshland Monster. Head over to mlmpod.com to find out information about my other podcasts, such as This Movie's Gay with Corwyn, This Sweaty Time Pro Wrestling with Sean, and then This Mostly Speaking Sentai with Nicole. It's a good time. Most of the people on this call have been on Mostly Speaking Sentai, and everyone else should be on it as well. You don't need to ask. You can just tell us, like, hey, I'm gonna be on this week, and I'll say thank you. I was trying to schedule someone.
It's that easy?
Yeah, it's that easy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hey, James. Yeah, I'm going to see you tomorrow, right?
Oh, wait, are you?
No, I'm not. I meant for Mostly Speaking Sentai.
Oh, okay, well, you can come over. Sean's coming over tomorrow for Christmas Eve. But, hey, guys,
Sean Goodman.
head over to
I got
Patreon.
to bake for my family.
Watch him do what?
Hey guys, head over to patreon.com/MLM pod, where for $5 a month, you get exclusive content every single Friday. But if you're a $10 patron, you get monthly exclusive content in the form of straight to Patreon, or maybe a watch along like of many Frosty the Snowman special, because I love Frosty. Yay, yay. And you get shout outs on every single free feed podcast. So let's begin with those, starting with Steve F., Eric Berry of Ranger Command Power Hour, Alex Z, the Waz Orion, Jordan B, the Chaos Witch, my Bickle brother in common law, Joshua Jakis, Steve Barnes, a Sweet Child of Time, and Intro Void. Listen to his music. And Corwyn's on Sweet Child of Time soon.
Whoa.
Talking about Wheel of Time.
Wow.
So you know it's going to be a good episode. The womb in which I emerged, my mother, Lil Corey's BFF and now former roommate Shane, that fed, twitch.tv/Corwinning, it's Corwyn. And from the Rom Complex and Formulaic, a podcast and script writing, it's twitch.tv/R2 Shelby 2.
I've been Shelby.
And I've been James.
And this was Formulaic. Bye.
Bye. This has been a Marshland Media
And OK Owl production.
produced by me, James McCollum.
And me, Shelby Sweeterman.
For more content, please visit mlmpod.com.
Or OKOwl.com.
And for the best way to support this podcast, please visit patreon.com/MLMpod, where for $5 a month, you get exclusive content every single week. Thank you very much for listening.
Yes, that's what I have. Wait, what? This
It should be. Sorry, here we go.
No, it's
There
fine.
we
I
go.
got it.
Oh, yeah.
Leon, my boy.
Clearly,
Did that pick up?
yeah.
Sorry, did that pick up in the microphone?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
The clearly or
The
Leon,
loud
my
clanking?
boy. No,
Oh,
I didn't.
no, there was-
I didn't hear a clanking. No.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm just wasting time.
Yeah. No, you're good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Damn it. Hold on. Let me get this word right. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
He came to me because he heard this wholesome little brick and mortar podcast network was going to do something cool. He's
Could
a
you say
vulture.
that again, but
Yeah.
say network instead of network?
Why don't you support me wanting to open up a podcast network? Okay.
Marshland Media, it's changing. We're a network now.
These necks need voices too. Okay.
This is fucking Hallmark, all right?
It's fucking Hallmark.
Welcome to Mostly Speaking Neckin.
Look, he fucking came to me because he fucking heard this whole fuck. No, I'm kidding. Okay.